Hello everyone, it's Tom Smith here, head of Blue Diamond Filmmakers, with a little bit of an announcement of what's been going on. I know it's been a while since my last update, and not a lot's been seen of Blue Diamond Filmmakers in a while. So, here is the deal. Okay, first off, now that the semester's over, during this Christmas break I'm going to have before starting up my next semester, I intend to get the Blue Diamond Retrospective episodes online. It's going to be 10 episodes, and I've got my list down here. Let me see. Episode 1 is Small Beginnings, which basically is about the origins, basically from starting at the beginning of 2007, and talking about the price of loyalty and what it took to make that. Episode 2 is called The Long Haul. It's the Shadow of Revenge, and then everything that kind of got canceled and stuff. Everything we tried to launch in 2010, there was that period between the Shadow of Revenge and the Lost Scene of a lot of failed projects and stuff that went on at a time where Blue Diamond Productions nearly ended. And then episode 3 is called Steady Onwards. It's about the 2011 year. That needs one entire episode because of how much stuff we actually managed to do in 2011, which is still one of my favorite years that we had. Then episode 4, Survival. It's going to cover the Survivor series from its beginnings to the trouble we had with the very end of season 2 to what I thought season 3 was originally going to be, and then finally what it took to make War's End, and then my overall thoughts of the series now in retrospect. Episode 5 is titled The End of an Era. It talks about the end of Phase 1, our last projects we did, and, like the last Bond movie, Reflection of the Soul, and also will also cover The Real Business, even though that is technically considered a Phase 2 film. It's kind of the end of Phase 1, and a little bit, I've often wondered whether it should be listed as Phase 1 or Phase 2, because a lot of things changed after making The Real Business. That's when I started up with classes and stuff like that, so it will be covered in this section at least. Then episode 6, Back to School. I will talk about all the class projects I worked on, because they're kind of in this, they're not really Blue Diamond Filmmakers, except for really one of them is a Blue Diamond Filmmakers film. The others are mixed with other people in what we kind of made a fake company name. We called ourselves Tumbleweed Productions. Rolling Tumbleweed Productions, I should say. And I kind of listed all the others under that. I will talk about all the class projects I was involved in, worked on, helped worked on. I'll even talk a little bit about the internship film I worked on of summer of 2016 and how that worked, called Drive You. One of the best films I've worked on. I enjoyed it a lot. Then episode 7 will be entitled The Adventure Continues, which will talk about the later projects I did after I got my new camera and stuff and was working on class projects. The other projects that weren't class projects, like What You Leave Behind, will be the main topic of that episode, and as well as like Chess and Hard Goodbyes will also be listed on that. And then episode 8, The Westerns, I will talk about the Marshal Law series and what it was like working on that series. Then episode 9, The Road Not Taken. I will talk about all the different canceled projects I've had. I will talk about Doctor Who. I will talk about Death is Forever. I will talk about all the different series and films and stuff I never did. Contingency Plan, Lost Scene 4, Lost Scene 5, The Legends audio drama. I will talk about all the different things that I originally thought I might end up doing. That episode I'm actually looking forward to the most, being able to tell you guys what we thought about doing but didn't in the end do it, including like Batman. There was a Batman trilogy in the works and that sort of thing. I look forward to doing that episode. And then finally, episode 10, The Future. Talking about the possibility of what Phase 3 could look like and our onward plans. But that'll be the retrospective. I do plan on doing it. James Bond fan films are forever. I still fully intend to do that, and I want to work on that over the break. There have been a couple of problems with that. One is every time I fall a little bit behind, a lot gets released. I've been trying to keep it at least updated to a degree, keeping it updated. Also, I haven't gotten too many interviews from fellow filmmakers. I don't really want it to be me just rambling on about the different fan films. I really want to get thoughts, opinions, and different stories from the people who made these films. So please, if you want to do if you want to talk about your films, film it, send it to me. I will incorporate it into the documentary. So I'm please asking anyone who has worked on a fan film to at least tell a little bit about their story, about how the idea came about, how production was, and if you've released it, how the reaction was and how you felt about the film overall, and if you're still working on it, how you're feeling about the film. So please send that to me. Let's see. Martial Law 2 and 3. Okay, I'm gonna have to get another person to finish the first half of visual effects were finished, but the second half hasn't been finished. I need someone. Please, I'm actually asking for help also in this video. I'm also going to be asking online with some of my friends. I need help getting this last thing. That is literally all that is left for Martial Law Insurrection to be released, is the visual effects, because shortly after those can be added, sound effects won't take too long. I've already got a guy lined up. He just needs the visual effects to be completed so he can sync up the sounds. Once audio is done, the movie can be released. It is literally at, I would say, basically, because all we need is visual effects, 90% of the film is done. We just need that last little 10%. We've been in the hole for so long. I know I give people time to work on things because I know I'm on a volunteer basis, but eventually there gets to be a point where you kind of have to do it. You kind of have to get someone else. So if someone's willing to do the second half, so you wouldn't even have to do the visual effects for the entire film. That would be greatly appreciated because I really want to finish that film. I also plan on editing and finishing editing the third film. I had about a quarter of the film, I think, edited up already, so I just need to get the rest of it finished. It's going very well. I think we filmed that one the best in terms of how we filmed it, so it makes it a lot easier in the editing room. Second one, I think, might have been the hardest in the editing room. That's why it took me a long time just to finish it. But I should be able to get it all edited during the break, which would be nice. That's another one of my goals. Death is Forever. This is something I really wanted to bring up. I may not be able... I can't make that film. I literally do not have the resources to make that film. That's another reason why we cancel. A lot of people are like, why are you canceling all your films and stuff? I don't have resources anymore. I'm like literally out of resources. I have lost... most of my friends have either moved on or completely different life changes. As you get older, things change. And I literally basically have no resources at Blue Diamond Filmmakers anymore to make movies. This is the reason why, while I want to make the final cut, which will be the third of the Filmmaker trilogy following The Computer Network and The Real Business, if I manage to make that film, that might be my final film that I ever make. This is the reality I'm having to face. So, there's that. But Death is Forever. I have a script that I've got a decent way through. I was wondering if someone else would like to take the script. I will finish writing it out, and you can take the script. Kind of like how I wrote a script for Paul Cusack. I wrote his Diamonds in the Sky script. I can still write scripts for people. And that's a really good story, and I really don't want to see it go to waste. So if someone thinks they can take on this script, and believe me, it's not the easy Bond film to make. It's not an easy one, so you better be prepared to be committed to making this film. And if there are multiple people who are interested in doing this, I'm going to have you, basically talk to me about how you think you're the one that is qualified to make this film. Plus, there's another option along with this. One, I can rewrite a few things and make it completely standalone, completely your own thing, completely different. Or, you can take option 2 and make it actually continue a timeline, kind of its own universe, with The Price of Loyalty, Shadow of Revenge, and Reflection of the Soul. Basically, you would be you would be my Bond as a different actor, kind of in a way. There was a little bit of continuity in the original films and these new ones, and my question is when they replace an actor for Craig, are they going to continue the timeline? Most likely they would, I would think. It'd be similar to that, because, the main mentions of his wife dying, Roger Moore made a reference to it, they made a reference to it with Timothy Dalton, even though it happened with George Lazenby. So there's still a continuity, even though the actor has changed. So we could do that with Death Forever. You can have references to Dark Moon and Sinclair Enterprise, Walter Sinclair, anything from those films, if you want to. Now that's more of an optional one. If you would like to be continuing the Blue Diamond Productions Bond franchise, or if you'd prefer just to have the script, because I really enjoyed making this story, so I don't want to see it go to waste. So this is an offer. So message me, let me know, and I'll get a hold of you, and we'll touch base, and we'll start talking about it. And then if multiple people talk about it, then I have to figure out which one of you I'm gonna let make this film, because I would like to see it actually be made. I think it's a pretty good story. I think it would have been our best if I'd had the resources to make it, but unfortunately by the time I came up with the idea and the script, Blue Diamond Filmmakers was falling apart, and it pretty much just collapsed almost at this point. So here I am making only a few videos. I haven't made a Bond film. I haven't made a film in over a year now, so that's saying a lot. So yeah, that really right now is where we're at. So I'll keep you updated on how stuff goes. I don't want to make this video too long, but those right now are the big things. Death Forever script, Marshal Law series, need help with getting that done, and my 2 documentaries. Need people to film stuff for the damn film one, and I also need people for visual effects for Marshal Law. I need people to film stuff for the fan film documentary, and if someone's willing to make Death is Forever into an actual film, please get a hold of me on all those. And I will also be working on my Blue Diamond Productions retrospective episode. Plus, if anyone wants me to write any scripts, I am always willing to write stories. I do enjoy doing that. I still have all the technology to do that. That's the one resource I still have. And also, if you need me to do cameos like Will and the Charlotte Ferris today, and Martin Groff still uses me for that. So if you still want me to do some simple thing that I can film, I am also very willing to do that. But right now, Blue Diamond Filmmakers, I don't really know. Our future is up in the air, so I don't know where we're going from here. I've got different things I'm changing up. I'm going into trying to get into more schooling, but it's not with film. So life goals change, things change, and that's one of the things that was going to be a major plot point in the final cut if I can make it, because those films have always been made to kind of reflect what's going on in my own life. So if I'm able to make that, I hope I am, so you guys can kind of understand what exactly has happened with Blue Diamond Filmmakers. But until then, I've been enjoying watching what all you guys have been making. There's still quite a bit of you out there that are still pushing ahead and still making films, and you guys are doing an excellent job. I look forward to seeing the way you guys continue doing that. But for the most part, we're kind of out of it now. I'd like to get back in and at least to work on some short projects, but I doubt if there'll ever be another major film from Blue Diamond Filmmakers. Nothing that goes over 20 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. So this is Tom Smith signing off. Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year.